welcome to Wearing the Heart. It's Tiffany. On today's channel, we are talking about food, y'all. And if you can see, I'm a plus size woman, so that means I like to eat, right? And so ATL was a perfect spot for that. We are talking about brunches that you must go to, that the food have you licking your fingers and you want to go back for more. So stay tuned because we have at least 7 spots that you should hit up on your next vacation. All right, see you over there. So for each place that we're going to be talking about, I'm going to talk about the food, the experience, the service, and different things like that for each one, okay? So the first one that we have up is called Toast on Lennox, okay? So Toast on Lennox was great. I think that was probably one of my favorites, absolutely. We did go at the end of the day. I want you all to be careful because look at the times that these restaurants closes. I'm from LA, so I'm not used to things closing super early. So a lot of these places closed at 5. So Toast on Lennox definitely closed at 5. So we got there at like a 4 o'clock, which means the kitchen was about to close, y'all. So anyway, so the ambience was nice, but we did get seated right away. We sat down, we looked at the menu. We ended up choosing a fried waffle and a fried waffle? We ain't had no fried waffle. I chose a fried lobster and waffle, okay? For this fried lobster and waffle, please check the price, y'all. I did not check the price. I'm just ordering the food. And it was funny because from my menu standpoint, that was the only thing on the menu did not have a price, y'all. So my dad looks at me and my bonus mom and says, did y'all both order fried lobster and waffle? We like, yeah, why? And he's like, did you see the price of that? And I'm like, no. And he's like, yeah, it was $46. I was like, oh no, y'all. I want a budget, y'all. So I'm like, I ain't gonna say I'm cheap, but yeah, I probably wouldn't have spent $46. So I was like, okay, whatever. The kitchen's closing. Let's just eat it. So I'm glad I went with the option because it's actually delicious. It was really, really good. The flavor in that fried lobster, bomb. The waffle was like a pecan glazed waffle. My only issue is that it was so sweet, y'all. You didn't even need syrup. So next time I would get that dish again, but I would definitely put the pecans, the glaze, the powdered sugar all on the side. So definitely check out Toast on the Lennox. I will say, let's talk about the service though. The service was great. Our waiter was fine. The only thing I will say, my dad is a picky eater, y'all. And he likes the basic. He wants bacon, eggs. Like, he don't want all the extra fancy stuff, right? So as he was asking the waiter about this, the guy was like, you came all the way over here for bacon and eggs? Like, you could get that at home. You get that at home. Or why you just didn't go to McDonald's? Like, basically, like, why are you here? He was like, my dad was like, yeah, but that's what I want. He was like, well, if you order that, I'm not going to put your order in. And so my dad was very offended by that. He was very, very offended. I didn't take offense. I kind of like laughed it off. But I must say, you have to be careful about how you approach people because certain people may not find that funny, right? And some people may not like that direct approach. So I will say, Toast on Lennox, just be a little bit careful with that stuff. But other than that, I feel like the service was cool. The ambience was cool. And the food was actually really, really good. So Toast on Lennox, I'll be back.
That's an edible flower too.
I see the 24 karat gold on there too. Okay.
So our second location is Breakfast at Barney. So Breakfast at Barney's is another popular spot. Also check the time because it does close at 5 as well. So I got in and it was like a Monday kind of afternoon or like 12 o'clock. So it wasn't as, the wait wasn't as long as it could have been. And I was by myself, okay? So initially they told me that I either could sit at the bar or I could sit outside. Sometimes the bar is just too much going on, so I decided to sit outside. Now, I wish that I would have sat inside because like the flies and stuff outside was bothersome. But other than that, it was fine. The service was fine. It was good. I ended up ordering lamb chops, y'all. I'm starting to eat lamb chops, and they're really good. Lamb chops with gravy. That gravy was bomb. Eggs, potatoes, and toast. That toast was delicious. It was like that thick toast with butter, with some type of jam, and I was like, I ain't gonna eat this second piece of toast trying to be good. Yeah, I ate that piece of toast. So definitely hit a breakfast at Barney's. They also have like these 24 gold carat pancakes that you should try out. And so I definitely recommend breakfast at Barney's. And it wasn't $46. It was cheaper than toast on the Lennox, the meal that I got before. So yes, check out breakfast at Barney's. The inside is really, really nice. I love the seating. They have like velvet green chairs. So I really, really like the ambiance. They have music inside, but of course my experience was a little bit different sitting outside. But definitely check out breakfast at Barney's. Is the Atlanta Breakfast Club. So the Atlanta Breakfast Club has a couple locations that you can go to. The one that I went to was near the aquarium, the Coca-Cola Museum. So if you know that location, and I think that's the full service one, because they also have another one I ran into that I guess only serve like a limited menu, and it was more like a coffee shop as well. But anyway, the one that I went to, the wait wasn't too bad. A friend of mine had already put in the reservations before we got there, so that definitely helped out. So at the Atlanta Breakfast Club, I ended up getting the seafood gumbo over grits and a pancake. And she got salmon croquettes, okay? I will say it was cool, but it wasn't nothing to write home about. Now, I will say that the pancake was decent though, but I just feel like the gumbo the seafood gumbo didn't knock me out the park. It wasn't like, oh my God, I need to come back and get this again. But the waiter said that they are known for chicken and waffles, so you can't go wrong with the chicken and waffles. So next time I would definitely go back and give it a try again and just try something different on the menu. But yeah, definitely check out Atlanta Breakfast Club. It's super popular out in Atlanta. There was music playing in the background. And then for drinks, like water and juice, they serve everything in bottles, right? I don't know what the purpose of that is. So you're not gonna get like a cup of anything, which means that's probably more expensive because you can't get a cup of water. That's usually free, right? They're in like that boxed water. So yeah, anyway, it was cool. Check out the Atlanta Breakfast Club.
Together from
Atlanta.
Like I was in Atlanta. It's cute.
These pictures are cute though.
I hope it tastes as good as the good.
Let me see.
First place is the Virgil Gullah Kitchen and Bar. Okay, so if you heard of the Gullah Geechee, I have never been there before. But this location is located in College Park. We actually sat there for hours, y'all, because this was the last spot before going to the airport. So shout out to Yvette for lunch and just meeting up. But we were there for a couple hours and the waiters were cool. Ain't nobody bother us. They ain't rush us out the place or anything like that. So basically we order different types of appetizers. So I know we had the chicken and fries. That was actually really good. Fried to perfection. Potatoes was soft and nice. But with that little bit of crunch on there. We also had the fish, which was good, and some type of Spanish rice. The Spanish rice was just okay. Maybe it would have been warmer and maybe a little bit softer. Yeah, it would have been good, but the fish was definitely good. We also had egg rolls, and egg rolls had that Spanish rice, cabbage, and like little pieces of meat in there, and that was cool. That dessert, y'all, that dessert was bomb. Banana pudding cheesecake. Definitely go get that dessert. Like, that was absolutely delicious. That would definitely get a 10 out of 10. And so it's a small little place, but it's cool just kind of sit there and hang out. They definitely have music playing in the background. The waiters were really, really nice and patient because, like I said, we just kept ordering stuff. It's inside, but I do know they have a wall there, but that wall is like an open space as well. And yeah, definitely go check out it. And it's funny because I guess this is the way the Gullah Geechee people talk, but if you're looking on their menu, it'll have something like salmon, but you spell it S-A-M-M-I-N, right? Because some people say salmon, some people say salmon, like however you say it, but yeah. And they have like pork chop, P-O-K-E, that's pork chop, right? They have scrimp, which is shrimp, okay? And then fish is fush. So the menu is very interesting when you look at it. So if you don't know what those things are, that's what they are. So definitely check out that restaurant. Another mention is Milk and Honey. So Milk and Honey is next to the restaurant I just mentioned before. Milk and Honey was a super delicious, also located in College Park. I had the fries. So I'm like, I've never had fries. So I'm like, believe me, it's no longer healthy after it becomes fried, but it was so delicious that I had plans on going back this trip. I did not, but I'm so sad because that food was so good. And I definitely want to try something else. So check out Milk and Honey. They have one in Atlanta, and they also have some in DC. So if you're watching this, I know it's not about DC, but they have it there as well. So definitely check out that restaurant. The ambience is nice as well. And yeah, definitely Milk and Honey. Loved it. So the next one up is Basti, okay? So be transparent, I did not go to Basti. I was there with family, and so my uncle went to Basti, and the food was, he said the food was delicious. It was some type of mashed potatoes and some type of meat over gravy. The cool thing about Basti is the ambience. When we talk about having a fun atmosphere, so they have like dancers that had like the full costume on. They were doing like conga lines. They are doing just dancing, just like having a good time. So it reminds you of kind of like just this fun atmosphere. It's going to enhance your experience when you're able to like eat, and when you hear the music, just kind of jam a little bit. So in the next clip, you're going to see that video. I may have to mute the music because y'all already know how YouTube's. I ain't trying to get dinged as usual, like they've been dinging me lately, YouTube. Anyway, fun atmosphere. So definitely check out Basti. I think you will love it, especially if you love music and food. And the last one on the list, again, I did not go to this place, but these are places that I will check out personally myself. I'm gonna give a mention to the Rum Punch, okay? So the Rum Punch is definitely like, I feel like it's definitely gonna give you that day party vibe. People are having fun. If you like Caribbean music and like African music, Nigerian music, like all that kind of stuff, you'll find this at the Rum Punch, okay? And the type of food that they have is not a restaurant style. I feel like it's more like for the dancing, but if you want food, there are food trucks that are around. So you have, I love when it's food truck time because there's so many different options, and you just go up to the one that you want to go to. So definitely check out the Rum Punch. I hope y'all enjoy these lists of places. Please let me know other locations that I have not mentioned on here. Let me know where your favorite breakfast spots or brunch spots in ATL, because I am going back and I'm going to try the rest of the restaurants, and we're gonna have to make a part 2 of this video because I want y'all to know all about the good spots, especially if you are heading to ATL. I don't know if they call themselves the food capital, but they should, because the food is excellent. All right, y'all. Let me know.